Hello everyone, my name is Giuseppe Cantelmo and I am 31 years old. I work in trading since the end of 2008, beginning of 2009. First as discretionary trader and later as a systems player. I trade mainly in futures, specifically at this moment I have 6 active strategies, 5 on DAX, all intraday, and 1 on gold, and all at a systematic level. Because as you obviously have an instrument, let's say the results are more verifiable, and for the flexibility of the instrument itself, in the sense that you can follow a certain number of strategies at the same time. It is really a portfolio diversification that is definitely more effective. Well, currently, as I was saying, I have 5 systems on DAX and 1 on gold, and the choice of DAX is not random, meaning that mainly, because it fluctuates a lot, and so I think it is a good instrument for intraday. Clearly, the idea is to diversify the portfolio further, starting with gold. Then, I wanted to move to a different equity, to SP 500, and on other commodities. So currently I'm using NinjaTrader, and as data feed, I have a double data feed, in short, a backup data feed. I have a rhythmic as primary and continuum, then CQG as secondary on 2 different accounts. I have VPS with Speedy Trading Servers. I have attended only Trading Systems Supremacy so far, but the idea is to sign up later to Portfolio Secrets and others. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Andrea because I think these courses are very useful, well prepared, and above all, usable in the immediate future. My main problem was the approach, in the sense that I was unable to create a repeatable approach. I would try a mix of indicators that worked on paper and for the shortest term, on one market and in one particular time frame, but then obviously they wouldn't work on a different market. So I had to look for a magic indicator that would make you believe that you found the inefficiency but the results were not repeatable. The solution, precisely, was to have a research approach, so a model to develop, a set of approaches to put together. And I have to say the fantastic thing about this course is just that, in the sense that you can create a system from the foundation and then it becomes quite automatic. You want to search for bias? You know how to. You want to search for an average behavior, breakout, counter trend? You know how to, and so on. I believe that it makes the markets more explorable, an ability to explore the markets more than anything else. Because I had the pleasure of meeting Andrea on many occasions to attend the free course. Excuse me, it's the closure alarm. And I think he's one of the top experts in the field. No, for this course specifically, I didn't have any particular concern. Mostly because I think the cost of the course is really affordable with regard to contents. So I'd say I didn't hesitate at all. So the results, I have to say that initially they were very good, in terms of stability rather than real return. I've reached within 5-6 months almost 20,000 euro in profit. Then I faced my worst drawdown ever in August. Specifically, I had about 19,000 euro in drawdown. Now they are recovering quite regularly. I started with a capital of 55,000 euros. €10,000, I'd say, in the space of 3-4 months, because I started by adopting a single system, the first hour of Andrea Unger. So the 1st of January, I'd say. In mid-February, I added 2 more, again on DAX. A counter-trend system and a mixed system, a kind of bias that exploits but an expansion of volatility. In August, I added 2 more systems, again on DAX, a classic breakout, but with filters. So I need a higher incubation and demo, so they stayed 6 months in incubation, and another system on Gap, again on DAX. Lastly, in mid-October, I added a bias system on gold.
E un altro sistema sui gap, sempre sul DAX. In ultimo, a metà ottobre ho aggiunto un sistema bias sul gold.
I think basically there were 2 aspects. The first was the method of researching the market. Then I was understanding whether we are facing a market that tends to break out, and so easy to develop in breakout rather than a main reverting market, rather than a market with a distinct bias characteristics. Then the pattern table. That was certainly a remarkable added value because, in order to think of and code a pattern, I think great research is required for it, so that helped me avoid the research of the pattern. Definitely the course's structure, the modules, the sample strategies, and then the strategies applied to 3 different markets with completely different characteristics. Specifically, those were DAX, crude oil, and mini SP 500, so practical examples. To anyone who'd like to work seriously, in the sense that here, basic knowledge is all there. But then it requires desire to get in the game and to explore. Let's say that I rather than recommend it, I would advise against it to those who are looking for the money machine that, as those who are in the sector know, does not exist and probably will never exist. To not be dazzled by easy gain ideals. In truth, I would advise against it mostly to those who approach it because I think that most of the people who approach this world is because of the misconception of easy gain. I wanted to take this opportunity again to thank Andrea and all of the users of the forum. I believe the forum is a remarkable added value. And that's it. Good trading to all.